Hey guys, welcome to this session about Sketchup make and how to how to start construction and make components. So you downloaded Sketchup Make 2017. You have this kind of if you click on the Sketchup, it goes up, and there you can already make your first mistake and try the pro. No, try SketchUp free. No, we start using SketchUp. It's here, small, hidden, and then it opens the program. So you should be able to see something like that, what you see here. And so you have here a guy with yeah, there is no girl in this program. It's not gender equal. You can take it, select it with your mouse, with the left side of your mouse, and you just delete it with your tab. Then you have here the possibility of the default tray. This is what we need. And there is a pin. And if you click on the pin, it stays open, which is quite good for the beginning so that you have all what is in your default tray here inside. And you select under Windows default tray. You can select the entity info where you can measure the materials is what we need now, the components, what we need now, and for later, maybe the styles, I don't know, we don't need it. So I delete the styles and I have the scenes which we need to make an animation later, shadows and the fog. So this is what you select, these five so this was Peter. So we have managed our default tree and we can start to work. So from the tools, you have here under window again, the preferences. And you will select the architectural design meters. Most probably the first one is a simple template. Then you have a green meadow. If you want that, you can also use that. There's not much difference, but don't select feet and inches, select meters. This is the best, and also not millimeters. This is for small things. Yeah, then you have endless big numbers. So architectural design, we selected architectural design meters. Okay. And I have the big here, the big tools. This is also under preferences. So here you have your workspace and I use the large tool buttons here. This is what I selected and you should see the same as me. But mainly you need the top line. This is just a little bit more tools which you don't need now. So what you need is mainly the top top tools. So the main important, and this is why it's the first and in the corner, is the select button here. With this arrow, you can select something. Then you have a eraser, you have a pencil. You can make lines with this one, which you're later on you may need. You can make any kind of form, and as soon as you close it, you come back. Then you have a rear, and when you click on the surface, you see this a lot of points. And if I, with my left mouse, select everything, I can delete it, or I can just go back and say undo erase, and then I undo the draw line and undo draw line and undo draw line, and then it's also gone. So we start with this is an arch or a circle or whatever, but we start with a rectangle. You have here rotated a rectangle, a circle, a polygon, but we need a simple rectangle, and you start at the corner here and make any kind of square or rectangle. Yeah, it's in any size, and you don't click anywhere because here you have the dimensions, and I want this exactly. So I type in the size, the ground size, floor size of a bale, which is in this case 0.80 and 0.36 and say enter. And then I have here my bale in the right size. So with the wheel on my mouse, I can also make it bigger, but it's always good to go back on the arrow in between. And I could click every line here, select the lines or the area in between. I could also delete just a line like that, and then I just have 3 lines, or if I do it by accident, I go back or a step and then I have a rectangle here in the right size of a 36 by 80 bale, standard bale. I select everything with my mouse. I just push my button on my left button on the mouse and select everything. But you can also edit and a file. No, where is it? You select all. You can also click on select all, and then you select all. And as soon as you have selected with your right button on your mouse, you make a component. This is the first step. And you name your component straw bale, for example. Okay. And then you look at this is not marked, but the replace selection with component is marked, and you create a component, which means if you are on your arrow and you click on it, it's all selected. If you click out, it's all not selected, like that. Yeah. So I cannot change, I can just delete the whole thing, but I can, and I undo erase. But if I double click it with the left mouse button, then I see this kind of 3-dimensional box here around, and this means it's a component. The next thing I do is I will color it. So here is my bucket, paint bucket. And under materials, I can select here, you have the colors which are already in the model. And then you have the colors here, and I select a nice yellow color for my bale and color this surface. It's a little bit dark now because it's just in the shadow. If I turn it, you see this is a nice yellow color. So the benefit when you color one surface is that when I raise now the bale to the right height of 50 centimeter, then all the sides of this cube are already colored. Otherwise, I have to color 6 sides of the cube afterwards. So this is the next step. First step is rectangle. Second step was component. Third step is coloring. And the fourth step now is to erase it. So to push pull. With this push pull, I go on the surface. As soon as I see all these dots, you see these dots when you're over the surface, you can push pull it in any kind of height, and you type in, instead of 0.64, which you see here, we want it 0.50, and say enter, and then we have the bale in the right dimension in 3D. And if I click now the bale, I can select the whole 3-dimensional bale. So we have the tool select. We can, with this orbit, we can turn it in any kind of direction so that we can work with it, view it from directions. With the hand, we can shift it in any kind of direction, but not turn it. With the paint bucket, we can color it, the surface, and we have the rectangle to make the floor space of this one. So the next one which we select is this move button. So we can take any kind of and move it somewhere, for example, on this line. So what's about these lines? You have three colors here, and this is the original, so it should be clear. It's quite intuitive that the blue line goes in the sky. Just remember blue and sky. The red one is the south side. This is where the sun shines and the heat comes from. And the green one is the meadow or the floor, in the back, to the green forest, for example. Then you know which side is which, and as soon as you have the red line in front, you are on the south side of your house. So the bale is now in the south side, and I'll always start on this corner here, and we try this again. We can select any kind of corner endpoint in the component. So I take this endpoint and put it to this corner, for example. Then most probably you know from your computer. So I select it, and with string copy and string file, we can make a second bale and put these bales together, yeah, like that. So we can build build a wall. This is one option, but you can also go to components and take out this component from here and place it here on top, like that. This is also possible. So you can easily build your wall. So we have now this move is another, uh, and we know these are 3 base 80 centimeter. So 3 by 80 should be 2 meter 40. We can take the measurement. So the tape here in this case, this is the tape measurement, and measure, and we have 2 meter 40. Yes. And the height should be 2 times 50, so 1 meter. Yes. For example. So yeah, we have this kind. We can measure it. So the next thing we do is we make the double post for our wall. So we do it somewhere on the floor. Again, we make a rectangle, and the floor size of our rectangle is 0.14 by 0.06, 14 by 6, yeah, centimeters. So this is our one post of our double post system. And as this is wood, we select a nice color for the wood, whatever you want, and color it now. And then we make the component. So frame above everything, and with the right mouse, make a component and say this is a post. And we replace the selection with the component and create it. So now you could click on it and select everything. If you double click it, you have again your box, and you know this is a component. So my posts will be 2 meter 50 high, something like that. You can also use 2 meter 70 or whatever your room height you want your room height to be. So with the push pull, we go on the surface. As soon as we see the dots, we can push pull. We push it in any kind of length and type in 2 meter 50, 2.2 comma 50, enter. And we have now our post in the right dimension. We click on the arrow, click out of our component so that we don't destroy it. Now we have made a post. So we want a second post, but first we place it so that we know it has a distance of 8 centimeters, so that we know where the post it's on the side of our of a stroke bale. Yeah. So this means we need now the next tool, and this is the rotate tool. So for example, we take our post and we want to put it on this corner, which I don't see, so I have to turn my view. Oops. First I want to move it there on the corner, and you see that I I'm close to it, and now I turn it with this tool. So when I touch now my surface, you see the blue one, the red one, and there is also a green one. This is again the direction. So what we want is the blue one. The blue one is parallel to the sky, so it's on the floor. And when you have your arrows on your tab, so with the I can change the direction. Try your 4 arrows out and find the one with the blue. This is the blue one. Hold it, and then you can take the second corner and oops, the second corner and turn it. Not the Bale. So I have to select my post. I will go to rotate, select a second post and turn it to 90 degrees. So if I'm not exactly 90, I can type in again 90 is that I have the 90 degree. Go back to my arrow and move now the post to the end of our base. I copy that and take a second one, or you take the post out of your components here and you place it on the other side of your bale by moving it here with this tool. So now we have our post, and as our bale is 36 centimeter, the length of both should be 36. Yes, and the distance should be 8 centimeter. Yes. So I want to connect this to, I select it with the shift task, shift tab, and click with the right mouse on it and say make group. So then I connect it, and when I want to move it, I can move it both wherever I want and take the right corner and move it back to my post. So I can select this 4 again with the shift and move it a little bit away. It doesn't matter where it is, and make my second post by copying a string copy. And you see now it doesn't work. Now it works, but it's sometimes easier just to turn the model that you that it works. So I could place these two bales on top of the other, put it there, and maybe also another one, so that I have my 2 meter 50 wall by copying string C and string V. So you see, no, I cannot go in here. So I will try this corner and try it with that. No, it doesn't work. So I need another view, and then it will fit in. Yes. So I can select whatever I want. I select all the 5 bales, a double post, copy it and make and paste it and add it to my wall, and again edit another one so I can build my walls. Then I select the whole wall. I select everything with the left mouse button, and I want to copy it and turn it, the whole thing. Yeah, so I have 2 walls now, and I want to turn that. So I can go on rotate. I take 1 corner, but with my arrow on my tab, I hold the arrow on the tab, click on it, select another corner and turn it for 90 degrees. You will see that this is snipping in, or you type in 90 here, go back to your arrow and move this wall to the other wall. Naturally, I need this. I cannot take this corner. I need this corner to add here on this corner. And I have my perfect angle here of the and there's two bales. I don't need these two bales. I will delete it. So I have a nice corner, and this is the principle of working. Now I show you on the camera. You have standard views. You can look from the top. You can look from standard views from, for example, from the front, which is the red side in this case, and so on. So my model, and one thing is, for example, the ISO, which is usual view on your 3D model. What we are a little bit not in on the corner of our system, so I can select everything, go around and put this corner here on my cross section of the three guides. This one, so that I place it directly in the on the corner. Yeah, you should always, it's easier to work with the whole thing, because then it's adjusted like that. So I would have my red line here, and if I go to camera and say front, I have here, I built it in front now from the red line. So I could also turn the whole thing now and turn it for again with the arrow, and I can also go here and turn it and take that for 90 degrees, like that, until I'm 90, or I type in 90, enter, and then I'm exact. So I go again, camera, standard views, front, camera, front. It was, I did it in the wrong direction. I want to turn it in the other direction. So I will take this one and there, and you see, now this is the green one, which I didn't want. So I make it, go back, undo, rotate, and I select again my blue one with the arrow, the up arrow, and turn the whole thing so that my corner is 90 degrees. So 90, and I can start here with my corner and build back to my, like that. You see, it doesn't move here, so you need another view of that, because you are not on your line, and move it really to where it belongs. This should belong here, and yeah. So this is an example now of, you can change if you want. You can also change this. I'm not on the line. This was why it didn't work. I can select this pose, double pose, this one, this double, oops, all this stuff here, and put it on the other side, but doesn't matter. I could also turn it in this direction. But what we want is we select all and place it on the right position so that we are on the cross point here, and check if it's really on the cross point. No, it's not on the cross point. So I need to move it down. Again, with the blue button, I could move it down and it would tell me somewhere when it's on the ground. I can move it in this direction or in this direction with the arrows. When I hold the arrow, I could put it in the right position. So I put it now on the corner, however. So I will place it so that I see this unit, and I can, with the camera again, go to standard views and say bottom or top. Bottom would be, I see it from below, from or from the top, as usually you see it from the bird's view. So, but it's perspective. So in the camera, you also have the parallel projection, and this means that you have the ground floor. You have it in 2D now because it's not perspective anymore. It's not three-dimensional. It's three-dimensional, but it's not you see parallel lines. Yeah, so you see it's still three dimensional, and it looks a bit weird, but for the standard views, for top or for um, the front or something like that, this is a perfect view because it's a 2D view, and you could print or export this wall assembly which you made. So with all the other stuff, you work with the same. So you need now a base plate and the top plate, and this will be 6 by 36, so 0 0.06. And by 0.36, and you can make another square and put so this is now high because I'm not in three-dimensional, as you see. So I made a so I edit and go undo rectangular. I go back with my camera to perspective because this is what I like to work with. And then I make another, I want in this length a base plate. So it has 1 meter 91 now and 0 0.45. I want it 2 meter long and 0 0.36. So this is my base plate. I color the base plate in the same color as my wood because it's the same wood. I make the component as the next step by selecting it, right click, make component, and say this is my base plate. And create. So I have again a component, I double click it, open it, and I say it's 0 0.06 centimeter high, 0 0.06, enter. You don't need the meter, it's because your system is in meters, so you have it right here. So I can place now this base plate, or in this case, it's the same as the top plate. I will start with placing it on top of my component. So the angle is not the right one. I need another view so that I'm exactly on my top plate. But I need this corner and place it here. And yes, now it is right. Okay. So naturally, this is on the wrong position. It will start here, and this will be the top plate in this direction to connect this post with this post. But I want it in the full length until the end of my here of my double post system. So I click the system, the component, double click it, open it so that I can work with it. Yeah. I could now select any kind of surface. This is what I don't do. So I just double click it, and then I go on this direction where I see the dots and put it there. And then I can go on edge outside the active and adjust it exactly to this length, as you see. I just need somewhere this corner. Doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't need to be like that. So it has exactly the same length of my wall in this case. And if I want that again and do it for the other side, I will place it somewhere and turn it. So I again with the arrow, the up arrow, I select it. I select somewhere another point on this line and turn it for 90 degrees. And I type in 90, enter, and it's done. And then I will position it in the right position. So it should be there like that. So by accident, no, it's not the accident. It's the same wall. This is why it's the same length. Okay. So I have my base plates. I could select the two base plates and make top plates and make base plates out of it and select it and put it under my yeah. No, doesn't work like that. So I need the view from there and put this one up to there. So now I have my elements and I select everything, really everything. So, and I will place this again on my corner point. So I need to move it up. Yeah, here. I take this one and move it up so that it's again on my floor and not under my floor because I added it under it, for example. So this is the way you work with it. I nearly showed you all the necessary steps. You can now start with making shorter. This is the last thing I will show you. So if you want this component, for example, for you want the shorter one for a window here. So let's say we take out these two bales and make a window instead of then I have to shorten that. So the good thing on the component is that if I change this one, I will change all the connected components. This is the component base plate called base plate. So I will change this, and this. If I change it now, I will show you. So you see all the components move now. So this is what I don't want. So I have to make it unique. So I right click when it's not open, just select it. I right click and make it unique. So I'm unique now, and now I can double click it to open it, and I can make it shorter that it fits in my window here as a base plate. Yeah. So I make it shorter that I can enlarge it afterwards because otherwise I have no access anymore. And I place this in here. So it is now in my on the right position. This is what it would look like in reality. I can again double click and adjust it to this side somewhere on this line. Yeah, I just need to be on this line here on the edge outside and I did it. I can copy it and make the upper one as well to have my frame for the window and so on. So, and the same if you want it not, oh, it's now, let's say the top of our base plate is your floor, 0 level, and then you have 1.6 meters. So you could make this bale also smaller in the height. So you can double click this one, but you have to make it unique first. So I make this one bale unique. I double click it, and then I can make this for 6 centimeter smaller. So I have this surface, but I want the upper surface, which I don't see because it's under my base plate. But it doesn't matter. I'm on top and I can move it down. So I move it down and say it's minus 0.17, but I want it minus 0.06. So I just need to type in 0.06. The minus is not important. And I have made my base plate for the window now exactly in 1 meter height. And I can adjust my windowsill here on this one. And if this is my starting point for the floor area, I have here exactly from this point to this point 1 meter now, yeah, for example. And this is how you can adjust your windows or whatever you do. So this was it, a small intro in how to work with SketchUp and how to start. Don't forget, first rectangle, color, component, and then push-pull. This is the right order. If you forget that and you just work with a cube, which is not a component, it's impossible. You will lose yourself and lose everything you do. So component is the main thing to do and make it unique, a component, if you want to change it. Otherwise, you change everything in this uh, sample wall here, and you can build on and go on and like that. Place it on a foundation or whatever you want with that. Okay, this is how it's done. And thank you for watching this small intro in SketchUp. If you follow these few steps, all the rest is nearly the same. The only difference is extra to import floor plan. This is what we show you live, or you can watch the video in this lesson. Okay, thank you for watching. See you live.